We obviously believe in the Constitution and believe that people should have the right to express themselves, but we also believe in law and order. And we know that, and we hope that tomorrow will be peaceful. We encourage people to be peaceful in them demonstrating how they feel. And we're going to have the adequate forces necessary to ensure that. There may be, depending on the crowd size, some road closures, so people who live in the downtown area should expect additional traffic and should prepare for that. It's not in our initial plan. Initially, we're going to sort of take it step by step, and I'll let the chief explain how he will make that determination as to what roads are closed, how they're closed, and when they're closed. But the commuters should expect the possibility of some disruption. We are prepared for a variety of different size crowds, and obviously crowd size is dependent on a variety of issues, including but not limited to the weather. And so we have the ability to increase our capacity if necessary. Our fire department, fire chief, I spoke to him right before this press conference, and he has assured me also that there will be an increased fire rescue level of preparedness, including EMS services and what he would consider a number of on-duty personnel that are both at the task and command level. We're happy to be joined by our partners from Miami-Dade County. Thank you so much for being here. Obviously, we have, at some level, overlapping jurisdiction, and we're working not just with them, but I think it's safe to say we're working with partners, our law enforcement partners at all levels, to make sure that we're communicating, to make sure that we're prepared, to make sure we're sharing information, and ultimately to ensure that tomorrow goes off without any hitch. And so we wanted to ensure the public that we are ready.
Since the moment the announcement was made, we have been planning and preparing to ensure that the city of Miami is safe and secure. I can assure all our residents, our stakeholders, and the visitors that are in the city at this time that we are working very closely with our federal, state, and local partners to make sure that we have a comprehensive approach, right, that is going to ensure that we maintain not only peace and order, like the mayor said, but that everyone has the right to express themselves and the First Amendment rights. As he mentioned before, we're going to be using a unified command approach, meaning that all the individuals that are able to make any type of significant decision that impacts the deployment of resources or the shifting of strategies and techniques that we're going to be using to keep the city safe will be in the same room all together, working in unison. We will be conducting layered approach, right? So at the beginning, depending on the crowd size, we're going to determine what street closures or what detours are necessary. But what we really don't want is inconvenience anybody. Make no mistake about it, we're taking this event extremely serious. We know that there is a potential of things taking a turn for the worst, but that's not the Miami way. Right? We have plenty of experience not only working together, we have extremely high confidence of the residents and the folks that live here in the city of Miami. They are used to demonstrating, they are used to exercising the First Amendment rights, and they are incredibly respectful and supportive of law enforcement here in South Florida. So even though we're preparing, we're bringing enough resources to handle crowd anywhere from 5,000 to 50,000, we don't expect any issues, right? So we appreciate the public's help, everybody going out there and expressing themselves in a peaceful and civil manner. As far as any other details, any other closures or any incidents that might be of interest to the press or the public, we will be letting those out as time necessitates, right? But that's as much as we want to discuss right now, but just I want to assure the city we are ready. And we're ready for it to be over and gone.
Security around the courthouse, the streets, the sidewalk, who's in charge of that security?
As it is usual with with Miami-Dade County and the incredible partnership we have with all the law enforcement agencies, it's a multi-agency approach. Right. So we're all responsible to keep Miami safe.
So it's you and the state and the county police that are in charge?
And the federal agency. The property itself is a federal property.
So will there be barriers, metal barriers?
We're not ready to discuss that at this time.
Okay, because, sir, before you go, because we're getting I'm Shimon Prokopez from CNN. We've been hearing from people in the building around that area that they're concerned that there's no hardening around the area, the perimeter, and that people can just freely come and go. There's yellow tape right now that's been placed. Will that change? Because there is a lot of concern that people may try to storm the building or try to enter some of that area. I mean, are you going to harden that area?
Well, what I can tell you is reach back to the folks that have reached to you and tell them that there's no reason to fear, that we got things well at hand. Okay, that's fine.
How can you say there's nothing to fear?
Because we're ready for it.
How can you say that?
Guys, can we get one at a time? Can we get one at a time?
One at a time.
I understand, but how can you say there is nothing to fear? I understand.
Because we're preparing. We have experience in handling large demonstrations. This is the city of Miami.
Right.
You can start closing the streets.
As traffic becomes backed up, or if we have an abundance of folks that necessitates them to occupy space on the streets, then we'll make those decisions as the PCC or the Police Command Center determines.
I'll get you.
No, we have we have not reached out to Florida National Guard.
Have there been any specific threats or posts or anything that you already taken serious specifically?
There has been a lot of posts, none that I'm aware that can cause any concern of any type of credibility.
We're going to take two more questions in English, and then we're going to go to Spanish.
Yeah.
Two more questions.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
Andrew Feinberg with The Independent. The last time former President Trump called for protests on a date certain,
Yeah.
there was a riot where there were police officers, hundreds of
Yeah.
them injured, some died afterwards. Have you considered asking the former president not to call for protests? Have you spoken to him?
I have not spoken to him. I don't have his phone number. But I will tell you that during the George Floyd protest, there were tens of thousands or thousands of people on our streets in Miami. We were prepared. I think we were a model for how to deal with those protests in the country. And I have full faith and confidence that our department, as the chief just said, that has dealt with many kinds of protests that are very, very large, will have the right action plan and will have the right resources in place in the right place to make sure that there are no incidents.
Mr. Mayor, do you agree with the chief that there's nothing to fear? People shouldn't be worried about anything?
I think the chief has been clear. Give me one second. I think the chief has been clear that we're taking this very seriously, and that we are prepared for what will happen tomorrow.
Right.
And that, as he's indicated, we have a lot of experience in protests of this magnitude. Like I said, during the George Floyd protests, that were multi-day protests, multi-week protests, frankly. Thankfully, there were not many incidents. We had a lot of resources at our disposal that were very unique, in my opinion, in the country, and allowed us to manage things without hurting anyone and without unnecessarily large numbers of arrests. So I feel confident that he has a plan in place to get us there.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.